the ports. The status is important for us, so we know that at the last time we clicked the button, I'm running on these 3 ports right here. What you see down here are some messages that were sent to it earlier when I did a little test. This is a log field. And you don't have to have this, but it is nice to have a log field so you know what's happening in your material. Now, I'm going to show you some of the scripts behind the scenes here in a few minutes, but first you need to see this little overview. I think that when you consider starting the server, right here, that's not a very good one, is it? You're going to start the server. It's going to look at these 3 ports, and one by one, it's going to set up listening. And the stop listening says, now don't bother me, I'm not going to hear anybody talking to me again on any of these ports. If we look at the Echo client, we'll see more controls involved, but only a couple. So what I'm going to do now is go to my little history here for the screenshot, and I'm going to go to the one I have for the client. Now this is the stack that would try to talk to the server. And you see that we have a start client. I'm going to change my little pen here because it got goofed up. We start the client, which says we want to talk to a particular location on the internet. This is my IP address that was true at one point when I was doing the testing. That is a static IP address. So when you use UDP and TCP, you need to know where you're going to send the packets. Then this is a port number that was specified because you need to say, I want to talk on a particular single port. The status shows that this was set up as the IP address and port number for any communication. In this field, it's merely a way for us to write in what we want to send. Now, quite often you're just picking up data and sending it out of a database or some events. You're sending things, but you don't have to type them into a field. But in testing, this stack would allow you to type in some sort of a message. This is sunny day, this is line 2. Then you have a response field, something coming back from the server. The activity is generated by saying, I want to send a message by clicking the button. So it seems pretty simple, but as people get into trying to write the code, this is where they tend to get very confused. So let's try to get into sending, and I hope this works now because I've had the system up and down a couple times trying to get into it. Now we'll use this, obviously we'll be looking inside some of the fields. But here I'm going to restart the server, which it just did. The operating system says you can use these 3 and now you're listening. If anything comes in on these 3 ports, I'll send them to this stack. And more importantly, and I'll show you the card script here. We have put in a card script. And because we have started on this card script will receive any incoming messages. So the incoming message comes to the operating system. It says, okay, port 4567, I send it to the Livecode IDE, this stack, and this card. If you put the information into a different script container, that's the container for your communication. A lot of people miss out on that when they first put things together, and they can't figure out why they can't get anything to work. It's because they've broken up what needs to be put into the same script container for correct UDP and TCP messaging. So we're going to put this to the side for